Surgeon here with another Cigar Federation video review. Today we're talking about the Cubaraqueño Probable Cause. Now, it's not just the regular Probable Cause, it's the Lancero, and you know I'm a huge Lancero fan. It's not really just a Lancero, actually. It's a box press Lancero, which is, I mean, is that the ultimate unicorn? How do you even box press a true Lancero? And it is a true Lancero. It's not one of them hokey, fakey Lanceros where you get another 2 64ths of a ring gauge out of it because you need to get the extra tobacco in there. It's a true 7.5 by 38 box press. San Andreas Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. Comes out of the Zona factory out of Esteli, Nicaragua. And I'm long overdue in reviewing this. I think I've smoked like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know how many of these. I can't put it down, but I just haven't had really the chance to sit down and focus on the review. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to focus on the review. MSRP in these bad boys, $10.50. It's a good deal for a box press Lancero. If you want to see the lighting and cutting of this cigar, check out the video on our channel. Talks about that. Let's talk about the nose here. It's got that really leathery little barnyard and some cedar. A little bit of pepper underneath that. Maybe like a red pepper? I don't know. Just get some pepper. It's good though. It smells tasty. Foot. Very sweet out of the foot. Like remarkably sweet out of the foot. I mean, you don't know whether you want to smoke it or eat it. That's really, really sweet. Anyways, I want to smoke this, so let's get smoking. That San Andreas Maduro is coming through really nicely on the initial draw. His boatloads of powdered cocoa. Interestingly enough, the draw is a little on the snug side, which is quite surprising because typically I find with a box press, they tend to be towards the open end. So that's a little surprising to me. Ooh, after a couple draws here, I'm getting a lot of spice. Really carrying through on the retrohale. Very, very spicy pepper. So we're going to let this cigar settle in and talk about the first third. So we're only a couple of minutes in here. Right away there's a, I don't know if you call it a profile change or a profile evolution, but I'm getting a really sweet citrus, almost like grapefruit. Maybe not as sharp and as acidic as grapefruit, but that's kind of what it reminds me of, is just that really sweet citrusy component. And it's mixing with that powdered cocoa. So I get powdered cocoa, and then immediately getting the sweet citrus, and then it finishes with the sweet citrus. And it's got a very short finish. There's no real lingering tobacco, no real lingering cocoa, no lingering citrus. So yeah, cool. 20 minutes in here on the Probable Cause Lancero. The intensity of the sweet citrus has fallen off. More of a, maybe a medium minus at this point. And the powdered cocoa is just, I mean, I can't even describe it. It's so powdered cocoa. Powdered cocoa through the retrohale, powdered cocoa through the regular draw. There was some really intense spice to start off, but that intense spice has really just fallen to a background note. So I'm really only getting that on the post draw and kind of in the middle of my tongue. So we're just over 20 minutes in here and probably have another 15-20 minutes in the first third. So somehow without trying, I'm coming up on the 1 hour mark here on the Protocol Probable Cause Lancero. That's a good sign when a cigar takes you out of what you're doing and you're not really paying attention to time. You're just kind of focused on the cigar. That's really what I want in a cigar. I want it to just take all of my attention, sort of refocus my energy, take away, you know, some of the stress in my life. It's doing a great job. The cocoa, I would absolutely call this a cocoa bomb. Just absolutely remarkably delicious cocoa. I'm probably just getting into the middle third here, and I didn't really notice any transitions, except to maybe say that the cocoa just continues to ramp up. I'd say I'm probably about 10 minutes into the middle third, and like I said, the transition kind of happened without me really remarking on it. So we'll see if there's any other flavors that kind of develop as the middle third settles in. In the halfway mark here on the Probable Cause Lancero. About an hour and a half in. actually just winding down really from the halfway point. There's some post-draw leather that's developing along with a little bit of spicy earth. Pretty subtle. I'd put it in the light plus category. Really not a lot of other evolution here to talk about. It's still a cocoa bomb, so kind of excited to see where the rest of the middle third goes before we get into the last third. Coming up on the 2-hour mark here on the Probable Cause Lancero. The earthiness that I was detecting in the last part as the middle third was winding down is kind of dominating the profile here, pushing that cocoa aside. So the cocoa's kind of fallen to about a medium level, and the earthy and a little bit of spice there is kind of matching in intensity. Probably another 15 minutes or so here on the cigar, and then we'll wrap it up. Wrapping up the review of the Cabarqueño Probable Cause Lancero box press. True Lancero box press. Really good cigar. Really good cigar. Absolute cocoa bomb. This is going to appeal to a wide variety of smokers because it kind of hangs in that medium plus category. So going to appeal to the full-bodied smokers, but still not too full-bodied so that the lighter-bodied smokers can appreciate this. Thanks for checking out another video review. We'll be back next week. Wrapping up the review of the Protocol. Wrapping up the review of the Cabarqueño.